They say nice guys finish last, right? Well, the best back in the best shape of my life. Like the checks cash and now they paying the price, right? In showdowns I showcase my skills. Throw weight around, my weight in pounds, tipping the scale. We taking this whole year. Catch up.
James Hergott here, Radical Body Transformations, and today we have a couple, and they both compete at a really high level. Maria and Bernie. Hi Maria. Hi Bernie. Pleasure to meet you. Okay, so you guys have like a super cool story. Let's start with you, Maria. You've been competing for a number of years, and now you sent me this information and it was shocking to me, but you've competed in 44 shows.
That's right.
What got you into competing in the first place?
Well, it's a long story, but anyway, I used to be a gymnast, and I had a work permit to go over to the States to be a gymnastics coach at one of the clubs there, and I decided to go to a gym, find a gym that I liked working out in. So I found one that was similar to the one that I was at home. It was just with the comfortable atmosphere and everything. So I found the gym and I really liked it, and the owner of the gym talked me into competing in a bodybuilding show. So I thought I'd give it a try. I've never done it before. I didn't even see a show, let alone compete in one, and I decided to do it, and everybody was cheering. Nobody even knew me, and that just got me going. And after the first one, I was hooked. So I kept going.
And you started off in like what category?
At the time, there was only bodybuilding, so I competed in bodybuilding. I was a heavyweight in my first show.
And you're not super tall, so you must have been...
No, and I don't even remember what the cutoff was, but yeah, it was kind of funny because when I was gonna go home for my high school reunion, so I did, and the guy that wanted me to compete, he was kind of helping me with it, put me on a generic diet kind of thing, and I was following it, and I was a gymnast at the time, so I had my abs and I looked really good at the time, and then he put me on this generic diet and I kind of lost my abs and everything. So I went home to go to this reunion and he made me upset, so I went and pigged out at the reunion, and then when I got back, he got mad at me. He actually got mad at me, made me cry, but I still did the show anyway, and I thought, you know, I'll do the show, and if I don't do really good, I'll just go back to what I was doing and I won't worry about it anymore. But it was like I had such a cool experience just being on the stage, and it kind of took place of my gymnastics, because I ended up getting an injury from gymnastics, and I had surgery on my knee, and it put me out of the sport. So my gymnastics career ended, but then my bodybuilding career started. So
did you ever end up doing fitness? Because obviously you'd be able to do some gymnastics in that.
No, I ended up not doing fitness. I don't know why, but I had always thought I'm going to do a fitness competition. I just want to try one, and I never ended up doing it. But because we got to do bodybuilding routines, I'd always put a little bit of gymnastics in there, and it kind of made my routine stand out a little bit more compared to everybody else's.
Where did you turn pro, and what was the process?
In 2013 was when I decided I was going to try Physique, and I was at the North Americans, and I thought that's where I'd try doing Physique, and I ended up winning my pro card then, so I decided to stick with Physique. So yeah, I've tried for years to get my pro card as a bodybuilder, but just wasn't there. I was close, but didn't happen.
You finally found your niche.
Yeah.
So tell me, do you know what show yet, or are you still?
Yes, I've decided to pick a show later in the fall, so I'm going to do one in October in Arizona. So
Okay.
it gives me some more time to like prepare and everything, and because this is my pro debut, this is gonna get me to the next level.
And how has it been training with Darren and having a new coach?
Yeah, that's the thing. I've been training all these years on my own, you know, like doing my own meal prep and everything. Like this year I decided to hook up with Darren because I just was getting to the point where I didn't really know what to do next, and I was always second guessing myself and everything. So it's like, I'm gonna put it in the hands of someone else, and I'm just gonna do exactly what they do. Just like with my own clients, they just follow what I do and they look good, and it's like, I gotta do the same. He's gonna bring me in the best shape of my life, because I was close, but I still wasn't quite where I wanted to be.
With your experience and his together, it'll be a great combination. And you met Bernie. Tell me about how you guys met.
Well, I ended up switching gyms in town, in my own city, and I wasn't getting enough clients there, so I went to a different gym, and I'd been working out there for a little while, and I saw Bernie training with a group of guys, and it was like, he's the biggest guy in the gym, and it was like, I was really interested, so it was like, I saw him training there, it's like, what do I have to do to train with that group? Because I was training by myself at the time, so Bernie's group kind of like dwindled off, and one night I was in the gym training back, and he came in and he asked me what I was doing, and I said I was training back, and he said, mind if I work in with you? And I said, no, not at all. So we ended up training together, and then there was the next week, the same thing happened. It happened to be the night that I was training back again. He goes, mind if I work in with you? I was like, no, not at all. So he worked in with me, and we've been working out ever since.
Now, Bernie, tell the truth, you guys would have been fine if she had come over and asked to work out, right? It wouldn't have been a problem.
Well, the interesting thing is when we talk about the dwindling of the group,
Yeah.
I was training with 4 guys, and then it was 3 guys, and then it was 2 guys, and then it was 1 guy, and then it was me, right?
Yeah.
And then she ended up training with some of my old training partners and basically broke all of them. So, well, timing was interesting, right?
Yeah.
We were sort of, we'd always see each other, sort of said hello and that, but you know, I have different goals at that time. You notice people that train,
Yeah.
right? So I noticed her training.
Yeah.
She noticed me training.
So you guys both train in Sarnia, is that correct?
Yeah.
So you started training with Darren as well, well, how did you qualify for nationals?
Well, interesting story. Like when Maria and I first started training, I said to her, I want to do a show. I hadn't competed for 17 years. I had 2 second place finishes. So I wanted to compete again, and I wanted to win a show. So I enlisted her, hired her, and in the early stages, we were just training together, right?
Maria could show you some
said
things.
straight up, she's the best bodybuilder in town.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to go with the best, right? It was, as I said, I'd done things on my own back in the day, and you need to reach out to people that know more than you do.
And how do you guys get along in terms of like the dieting? Like, are you like a motivating influence on each other, or is it like sometimes one person like cheats on the diet and you're like, don't do that?
There's not a lot of cheating.
No cheating? You guys are strict?
Yeah, pretty strict.
Nice.
Yeah, that first diet she put me on, I don't think I had to cheat meal.
No, he didn't at all.
Didn't want one.
But I had to do a different diet for him. He actually gave me some stipulations that I needed to follow. It's like I slowly started taking things out of his diet, gradually, and it wasn't so harsh at that point. So yeah, it was easy for him to, follow it then.
And it was good because
yeah.
basically every 2 weeks there was a change,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it just kept getting
Shock
better
the
and
system.
better.
Yeah.
And now you're training with Darren as well as a coach, and so what's that been like? You have a new diet and new types of training and stuff?
Well, like I came second at Nationals last year, and I talked to Darren afterwards, and he thought I'd won, which
Yeah.
was good feedback because he doesn't blow sunshine, as you know.
No kidding, yeah.
And I said, man, I need to work with you. It's been good. You have your knowledge, you do your research. A lot of it's different, right? But the science all makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Right? And he's very easy to work with. Like he says, if you have any issues, let me know. We keep communication open, right? I've had to make some adjustments based on certain exercises, right? So he's very easy to work with.
It was difficult getting all the meals in that he was giving you, all the food.
Well, it's, I thought I ate a lot, right? And then he did this, and I was saying, man, I don't know, right? He goes, I know, just do your best, right? And I don't think I've still made it through that off season fully.
How many meals a day was it?
Well, it was like 7.
Yeah.
And then again, there's 3 shakes, pre, during, and post.
And so you work in the medical profession at a jail.
Yeah.
How did you get involved in that?
Well, I had left a management position in the city.
Yeah.
It was a place to work,
Yeah.
basically. And I'd worked forensics in a psych hospital before, so going to a jail wasn't all that scary for me. And then when I got there, surprisingly, it's a very interesting place. What I thought was interesting is I'm working in a hospital trying to promote health, and you come across all sorts of resistances. Sometimes the people you work with aren't the healthiest. Anyways, I went to the jail. You know, people just saw how I ate,
Yeah.
and saw that I was, you know, serious about training and stuff like that. And it's amazing how people have switched their diets, you know, came, you know, for little bits of advice, right?
Yeah.
Made adjustments, and people have gotten in really great shape there. Even the inmates, again, they respect the physicality.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference maybe, is in a jail, they respect physicality.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, yeah, a lot of times they say, what can I do? The inmates, what can I do when I'm in here? What can I do for bump up my protein? You know, stuff like this, right? It's very satisfying that way.
And do they have like a workout facility at the gym for the inmates, or they can mostly do like body weight stuff? Or?
Well, what they were able to bring in is they brought in the chin-up bar, like they used to use broom handles and stuff like that. So they actually put that in, so it was solid. They don't have anything specifically, but as I said, I give them stuff to do with what they have. So it's a lot of body weight stuff.
So, like, what's your aspiration for your first pro debut? Like, what would be a success for you in your mind?
If I can place top 10, that would be really cool. Top 5 would be the icing on the cake.
Well, you know, it's always really a cool thing when you can see a couple brought together by something like fitness, by common interests and things like that. And you know, this was obviously like at a later stage in life that you guys came together. You weren't, you know, 18 years old and met up, you know, so you're at the gym and same place, and now you guys, you know, a relationship is bonded, and now you guys, you know, are in each other's corner and stuff like that. So it's a very cool thing, and we're excited to follow your journeys and see how you do. So
yeah, I've competed a lot on my own, and I was always and I try and find somebody to take with me to help me, but it was very difficult. And when I finally got Bernie to the national stage, it was like, now you can compete with me. So it's been really nice to actually share the journey with someone.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully we can get Bernie his pro card, and then you guys can do a pro show together. That would be
fun.
That would be wicked. So thank you so much for being a part of this. We're going to track your progress and the whole journey, and it's exciting.
It's great. Thank you so much.
It was great to meet you guys.
Thank you
Pleasure.
very much.
Laura Kendall here with Radical Body Transformation. We're outside of Kingswood Fitness Center in Fredericton, New Brunswick. Let's head inside. So Stacey, thank you for being a part of Radical Body Transformation today. We're gonna go get a little bit of a workout in now, okay? Okay. Thanks for having me. Thanks so much.
James Hergott here with Radical Body Transformations, and I am backstage in London at a regional show, and I happen to run into Maria here. So since Maria is here, 22 weeks from her competition, I want to check in with her and see how she's feeling and how she's doing and how she likes her transformation so far.
So far, transformation's going pretty good. I'm still putting on muscle and getting leaner. I've had a couple of little injuries and tweaks here and there, but working them out with my chiropractor, thank goodness. But other than that, training's going well. I'm really enjoying it. Darren's excellent. He tweaked my diet a little bit, so I should be leaning out even a little bit more now. And 22 weeks, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this will turn out.
Like, you're like one of those people, you're kind of like quiet, humble and soft-spoken, but then like your body doesn't really represent that. You're like fierce in terms of competition. So, matching up with somebody like Darren, who's a taskmaster, is a great combination.
I've been putting everything into it. I not even like deterred from my diet even a little bit. I've done exactly what he's saying and like pushing hard in my workouts all the time. So yeah, I'm really excited to see where this takes me.
How's Bernie doing?
Bernie's doing well. He's now on his cutting phase part of it too, pushing hard, doing his cardio and everything. And so yeah, plugging away and I'm seeing changes in him all the time too, so it's good.
Well, you guys are a super wicked couple, and I'm excited to see the finished product, and thank you for giving us your time to catch up with you on how things are doing.
Thanks so much. I'm really enjoying it and can't wait to see what happens. And even with Bernie's show, like excited to see what he does with them.
Me too. Awesome. Thanks again.
Thank you.
James Hergott here, Radical Body Transformations, backstage with Stacey at the World Qualifiers, and she comes back with silver out of 7 people, 7 of the best girls in all of Canada, and just incredible. I was floored. Not that I didn't think you could do it, but you're a mother of 3, and you've been really successful at this, and here you are at another competition with stack division. Was it 7, 9? How many were in your division?
I think it was 7.
So it's out of 7 people, you take second in all of Canada. How do you feel right now?
I feel good. I'm just a little surprised. I wasn't expecting really to do as well because I had a rough prep, but at the end I really stepped it up. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with second. It's good.
There's this thing about you that's like different, because like there's a lot of girls back here that they're like super anxious, like they want to win, and they're like so like wired so tight about it, and you seem just like, oh, whatever. It's like, oh, I got second.
No,
I mean, it's good. I mean, maybe being relaxed helps you like be in the moment. I don't know.
yeah, well, I mean, you can only do what you can do, and I mean, it's like 7 of the best. Like you said, it's nationals, and I know that they all brought their best package. So I'm happy. I'm not competing against them. I'm competing against myself. Because it takes a lot of discipline, and it's a struggle to do what we do. So if I can, go 12 weeks and train hard and avoid people and all that stuff and come out with second place, yeah, it's good. I'm happy.
And how did you do last year?
I actually won last year. Yeah, I won last year, so that was a surprise too. I was like, wow, I won. So
And the competition keeps getting harder every year.
it's crazy. Every year people are training harder, and they come with a harder package, harder bodies, like hardcore. So it's tougher each time I compete.
And last year you were in Ontario, and this year you were close to home. So how far was the travel, and how did it feel competing close to home?
It was really nice. It's only an hour and a half, an hour and 15 minutes. So, we're in Toronto. You had to pack up all your food, and it's hard. Suitcases and food for 3 days actually. But here I just threw in a couple containers of food and jumped in my car and a little small suitcase, and I'm good to go, and I go home tomorrow.
And did you have like a lot of supporters here today?
Yeah, there's a lot of people I knew. I have a lot of family and my husband, of course, and a lot of friends. So that's a huge help, because when I was in Toronto, I didn't know anybody. I was by myself. My coach was here, Rachel, and one of my really good friends, Ernestine, she was here. She did all my hair, my makeup for free. Like, that's a huge help.
Did you have any idea that you were coming in second?
Actually, I didn't know how I did because they did things different this year. Instead of doing first call out, because we were a smaller group, we were just all on the line, and they took the two ends and switched us, then the two middle switched. So nobody knew what they placed. So I've been in the dark the whole time. So it was kind of a surprise when, you know, it was down to the last two, and then they called me for second. I was like, oh, wow.
And how old are you?
Oh.
You know what? You look like this. You're 47 and you've had 3 kids. What is the secret?
Gosh, I don't know. I eat lots of junk. No, but I mean, I do. I cheat. And no, I'm relaxed about it. I'm not, I know it's nationals, but I'm not anal. I follow a diet, but there's a lot of bumps in the road along the way, and I don't really stress about it. If I hit a bump, I get back up again and I go. And I think when I hit those bumps, it's like I learn, and it makes me a little bit stronger. So I don't expect myself to be perfect.
And how old is your oldest child?
How old's my oldest daughter? She's 23.
So 23 years ago, when you were pregnant having a kid, did you ever think that this far at 47 that you would be placing second at a national bikini show?
Gosh, if you ever said, Stacey, you're going to be like a national bikini champion one year and the next year you're going to place second in that, I'd be like, are you crazy? Like, I never thought I'd wear a bikini ever again. I stopped wearing them when I was 16. So, I mean, I'm in the best shape in my whole entire life. So when people tell me, or I hear, oh, I'm too old to be doing that, because they have no idea how old I am. I hear it all the time, like women that are like 35 years old tell me, oh, I'm too old. I'm just, no, you're not, like, please. So age is just a number. There's nothing extraordinary about me. There's nothing different about me. I'm just like everybody else, except for it's something that I chose to do. I made a choice. I'm like, I want to try it. So.
And what was your inspiration for all of this to begin with?
I put a lot into my kids. Because I really never thought about myself a lot. So everything went into my children when they were growing up. I wanted to be the best mom, and so I instilled everything. And now that they were grown, I said, I have to kind of do something. I want to find something. And I was sitting in my backyard one day, and I was kind of overweight a little bit, and I said, I want to get in shape. So I looked at a trainer, and I sought a trainer out, and he was a coach for a bikini and stuff like that. And I said, I think I'm going to try that. And he told me that I could. And so I did. And I was really good at it. The first competition I second to last, and after that it was like third, and then I won the rest of them. I did. So I haven't stopped since.
And I remember when you wrote me, like, one of the big things about your story was that you didn't really believe in yourself. Tell me about that and how you feel now.
I always thought the person next to me could do better. Always. I was never good enough, So I guess it's just a learning process, because when I did the first competition, can you imagine? I mean, when you have no self-esteem, and to get up in a bikini for the sport that I picked, that must be crazy. So I was second to last, and I remember standing beside these women that were all beautiful, and I'm like, why can't I be a winner? Like, why can't I win this? I applied myself. My husband was my biggest supporter. He's like, you can do anything you want. And so I started surrounding myself around positive people too, and thinking positive. And when I started believing in myself, because I always needed people to believe in me. And that's the difference. Because there's some people, there's all these cliques, right? There's a lot of these athletes, and some people are like, they pick out who they think can be the best, right? I had to believe in myself. So once I did that, and I didn't have other people, I started to do good.
And how long you been married?
Oh, these questions, 20 years. It's gonna be.
Well, that's rare. That's rare these days,
yeah,
right?
It is.
So what's the secret to that?
Communication, best friends, we hang out.
Here we are, and we're ready this time. We're ready to interview them. I don't know how long it's been since we first interviewed you. It's been a few weeks, I guess. And we can already see the results on Bernie. He's starting to lean up, starting to get more chiseled and getting some veins going there. So he's getting ready for nationals. And Maria herself, she's following her own program and looking pretty big. And as you know, these guys push themselves in the gym. So I'll start with you, Bernie. How do you feel about how things are going and going into nationals and working with Darren and all that good stuff?
It's been going great. Body weight's been progressively coming down, up in the cardio, dropping the carbs, and it's a slow progression of changes, and so it's steady progress.
No, you're very experienced in this, so this might not apply to you, but I know with a lot of guys, when they get used to feeling big, it kind of like messes with their head to start like shrinking down. Do you feel like that, or do you like seeing yourself get more lean?
Well, I'm down about 20, so you do notice that size change, but as I said, as the condition starts to come, I'd rather look like that, to be honest. And again, doing it slowly is a little bit better than when you're dropping big chunks.
So how do you feel about going into nationals this year?
Great. I'm glad I'm working with Darren. I'm going to have a whole week out in Winnipeg, so that last week was a bit of an issue for me, so me being out there with him is really, I think, going to be very beneficial.
Maria, how are you feeling? What are you up to today?
Training's been going really good, so I'm happy with how things are going. I started with Darren like far out from my show because the show I picked is in October. So I've given him plenty of time to work with me and to figure out my body, because I found for the last few years for myself, it was like I couldn't figure out what it was doing anymore. So it's good to hook up with Darren because now he can figure it out. And then, yeah, I don't have to deal with that.
How does it feel to go and see the competitors that are walking around the expo and things like that? Does it get you excited, or does it make you competitive? How does it make you feel?
I'm nervous and excited, like both. But it's funny because it's kind of playing some head games with me. Am I going to be too big? Am I going to be too small? I don't know, because I know some of the girls that I could potentially be competing with. Maybe not particularly at my show, because they may be finishing their competitive season, but I could be on stage with them at one point, and it's like, I don't know how I'm going to fit in.
And Bernie, what's it like to walk around this expo and see all these buff people, to be on Planet Muscle here?
Good. You don't, first of all, feel different, right? And yeah, it's good to see people that are, let's just say, at a higher level of size, conditioning, or whatever. So it's very motivating.
And do you guys run into like old friends and things like that? People you know?
Yeah, we actually did. We've ran into a few people and we're saying hi and then catching up a little bit, so it's really nice. And people that we've competed with and stuff, so it's really good.
It's like when I used to work Bayfest, so every year you get back together. Yeah. So usually we see people at the pro show or whatever.
We're gonna hook you guys up with some stuff to help you on your journey. Our lovely Vanna White of today, Tarika, will explain everything.
All right,
Erica.
So, I have some wrist straps for you from Harbinger, as well as a t-shirt. And so that's a sweat belt. All right, so you just put this guy on with the Velcro. And then with these ones, you just tighten it up, and you would wear it while you're working out. Helps to kind of help you shed that water weight and stuff. Really good lower back support.
Well, I think we're done. It's a pleasure to see you guys again. I'm excited to see the next level of conditioning and everything with Bernie. And thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next leg of this journey. All right, awesome. All right. So we were talking about the success in marriage, success in life, being 47 and coming in second. You have this like simplicity about you, but you seem to like, I don't know, you seem to have been very successful in many areas of your life. It seems to like be easy for you. What do you attribute all that to?
Oh, just seriously, life, you gotta be relaxed about it. You can't stress about it. I mean, you just take it as it is. Like I said, you win, I'm happy. You lose, I'm happy. Well, I mean, I'm not always happy, but you just, I don't know, I've embraced life. I've embraced this because I enjoy it. I think I enjoy the social part too, because I have an amazing fit family at my gym. You know what I mean? So it's not hard going to work out. I have a circle of friends that are all different ages that go from 18 to like think the oldest person's 58. You know what I mean? So, and every day it's just like learning something new. So it's just, it is what it is. I just try and enjoy that moment, life, where I'm at, right? I don't worry about the future.
Where do you go from here? What's your plan now?
Arnold's! I'm gonna win it! Yeah, I'm going to the Arnold's. That's it. Like, I passed it up last year because mentally I just wasn't ready, but this year, no, I'm doing it. I am doing it. So, yeah, watch for me because I want to win.
To prepare you for the next leg on your journey, we're going to hook you up with some swag. We've got some Harbinger gear, so we've got gloves,
Yay.
size small, everything's small, and a shirt. We didn't have extra small, but...
That's okay. I'll get big. You're enough prep.
And then a purple small weight belt for you, so
Thank you.
so you can get ready for the Arnold's in style.
Definitely. This will help. Like, my hands hurt. See the calluses? So.
Do you have any final thoughts or anybody you'd like to thank?
Oh,
Besides your husband?
yeah,
obviously?
my husband, my coach Rachel, and Andrew, my good friend Ernestine. I've got a fit family at home, Eric, and there's a ton of other people, my parents, friends. So, you know, just everybody that's on my journey page, like that are always sending messages saying, you know, oh, Stacey, we believe in you and stuff like that. Those things, that's a huge part too. I have a Stacey's bikini competition journey page, and people are always like saying how I inspire them, and that is huge. That keeps me going because there's days when, you know, I mean, I'm not always like this, so there's days when I just want to kind of give up, and somebody will send me a message and say, you inspired me today to change my life, to do this and that, and I thought I was too old to do this, and it's like, wow. So I keep going. I think that's why I keep going too, is because of people.
I think that you are an inspiration, and you know, to mothers, to people who, you know, are older and can still, you know, get in shape. So we look forward to seeing you on the Arnold stage and continuing to follow your journey, and congratulations on your success tonight.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Hi, this is Trina Burns from Radical Body Transformation. I'm in Winnipeg at Park West Fitness, my home-based gym, and I'm with Maria and Bernie. Bernie competed yesterday at the CBBF National Bodybuilding Bikini and Men's Classic Physique National Championships. So Bernie, tell us about the category you were competing in and how yesterday went for you.
I competed in the Grandmasters over 50. Good news, I made the first call out. Bad news, I didn't make top 5. So that was a little disappointing for me. But I was absolutely happy with the package I brought to the stage since I started working with Darren. My condition came up, my size came up. So I'm happy with what I brought, and that's just the way it goes sometimes. So I talked to him and I said, okay, we're gonna win provincials next year and we're coming back for nationals. So.
How long have you been training with Darren for now?
Just started this year. We both just started this year. He's 6 months out for me.
Any differences in training from, I guess, what you used to be doing to how you were training for this show?
Low volume, high intensity, heavy weights, and Darren basically doubled my volume and halved the rest time. I was skeptical because of all you hear and think, but he said, trust me. I trusted him, and I got bigger and leaner, and it's just been great.
So Maria, what was it like being behind the scenes?
We've been doing a lot of shows together and stuff and supporting each other at each other's shows because it's like I actually sat out front and watched the show. Darren's taken over now. So yeah, he's done the job, and a little bit disappointed that he didn't place top 5, but it's like he did look much better on stage this year as compared to the past. So he has improved in his package that he's brought to the stage. So we're happy with that.
And how many shows have you done in the last 6 months?
This is it. I've just been doing nationals. Yeah, I came second last year, And again, I'm better this year and I'm 6, and that's just the way it goes sometimes.
Maria, so it's my understanding you're preparing for your pro debut. Can you tell me a little bit about the show that you're entering and where you're sitting right now?
Okay, well, right now, as of yesterday, I'm 12 weeks out from my show, so it's really exciting, but nervous at the same time because this is going to the next level for sure. And that's why I decided to start training with Darren too, because it's like I've trained on all these years on my own, and I'm a self-made pro. So, and last year I started training for a show, and it wasn't where I wanted to be, especially after looking at all the pictures of what the pros look like, and it's like, I'm not where I need to be, and it's like, I think I need help now. So I've put it into all of Darren's hands, and it's made a big difference because, like, I'm not stressed out about it. I'm just leaving it all up to him to make the decisions and everything as to what I'm doing, and I'm loving what I'm seeing. I'm in a really good position right now, happy with my conditioning as of right now. At Bernie's show, everybody was thinking I was competing this weekend.
I did.
And I'm still like 12 weeks out, so I'm getting ready for the Arizona Phoenix Pro. It's October 15th.
You'll still get to participate in the Thanksgiving festivities. Do you know who you'll be competing against?
I have no clue. Obviously, it's like still quite a ways out, so I don't know if anybody, and usually they will post who's competing closer to the show, so once contracts are in and everything. So I haven't sent mine in yet, but soon enough. But yeah, it's just, I just focus on the day-to-day things that I need to do at this time, you know, and not focus so much about the show, because I don't want to get too anxious about it either, because I just want to keep the stress levels down and just cruise into this thing. So, yeah.
Also, we wanted to give you some sponsorship swag. So from Harbinger, we've got some weight belts. Pass this to you guys.
Thank you.
Perfect, thank you.
One of our goals as competitive athletes is to get that V taper, keep that waist nice and tiny. And so from Orion's Fitness, you've got a waist cincher here. Help you with the process. So enjoy. Anyways, thank you again for taking the time to share your stories with us, and we really look forward to seeing what you guys do next.
Great.
Thanks.
Thanks.